Happy New Year.
Selma is appropriately caffeinated, apparently.
I had coffee this morning instead of this afternoon.
Welcome to Two Tangled Skeins.
We are all confused. Is that right?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and other
Did you miss us?
Other podcasters were saying that too. Like when you take a little break, then suddenly you're like, "Oh my goodness, how am I supposed to do this?"
How did we used to do this?
Yeah.
Today is Saturday, January 9th, 2016. This is episode 141, and I would like to welcome back any returning viewers and say hello to anybody who's new.
Happy birthday, Mandy!
Right. Happy birthday, Mandy. And I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7.
And happy birthday, Mummy, because it's my mummy's birthday.
There you go.
Apparently,
Although I'm not sure she watches the podcast.
And I think there's somebody else who watches whose name is Rowena, who I noticed this morning. It's her birthday too. So happy birthday to you too.
There you go.
Just happened to notice that.
I am Lynn, also known as Toll Baby, and you can find us on YouTube and Twitter, and we have a blog, twotangledskeins.com. We also we only use the Twitter to update the episodes. We have no, that's your part. Trying to remember which part's my part and which part's your part. And yeah, I think it's Selma's turn.
Facebook.
Well, no, that's her part.
No, her part's Ravelry.
And Facebook.
Oh, now you
Apparently
tell me.
we have a Facebook group.
Yes.
Which
I've just assigned to Selma.
And and we have a Ravelry group. Lots of stuff going on there, so come and join us if you haven't already.
And you can find 2 of the 3 of us on Instagram.
And who are you?
Oh yeah, Selma123. I don't like my name.
Change it.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't figured it out.
Sweater Whisperer.
No. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm constantly thinking that I should change my name and haven't figured it out. But for now, it's Selma123. I didn't know what I was getting into when I joined Ravelry. I didn't know this was going to be my identity.
I don't think any of us knew what we were getting into.
No.
Well, I knew, and I chose my name appropriately.
Yeah.
But how many times can you change your name? Once? Or twice?
I think you can change it twice,
yeah.
But I'm not sure. You have to have a damn good reason for doing it. Sorry.
Yeah. So here we are again. Happy to see everybody. Hope the new year has been good so far for everyone. I'm certainly hoping for a good year for everyone, and myself included.
Yes, because what you said while we were talking the other day about 2015.
Yeah, I swore a little bit at 2015.
Yeah.
Was not a good year for me.
I've been swearing at 2015 since June.
Yeah, 2015 was probably one of the worst years of my life. There were a couple of really nice highlights in that year. One of them was starting to come on the podcast. That was really fun, and it was a highlight every 3 weeks or so to be able to do that. That was great fun. A couple other highlights was when my cat had kittens. That was great.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the rest of it was pretty terrible.
Rhinebeck?
Oh, and then Rhinebeck. I knew there was
Rhinebeck
something
was awesome.
else. Rhinebeck was awesome. And I think I'm still on a little bit of a high from that. Every once in a while I remember Rhinebeck and I just go,
Well, your first year, it's a lot to take in.
And there was snow this year.
Yeah. There was.
There was snow at Rhinebeck.
I was thinking about that the other day because then, where was the snow after that?
We're being dumped on as we speak.
Yes, well.
Actually, it's rain at this point.
But it took a long time. It took a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of ours were canoeing on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty unheard of in these parts.
My husband was cycling to work in December.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway.
Weather's making up for it now.
Oh, yeah. I forgot a faux. It's downstairs.
You've got another faux and you forgot it?
Well, it's my daughter's socks and they're downstairs.
How many faux do you have?
I think everybody needs to see the faux.
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
You want me? She's just going to leave and we're going to keep rolling.
That's how we roll around here.
So, hey, we're going to take over here and we're going to start with faux then?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about Sue while she's not here. Oh, what do we want to say about Sue? I don't know. I've already said all there is to say about Sue. There are no secrets.
Anyway, so I'll start because I do have faux. Did you say you didn't have any faux?
I'd have no faux.
Okay. I do. I've got faux. So the last time I was on, I was working on the Nutkins. and I finished the nutkins.
She's back.
Oh, sorry. You nutkin.
Okay.
So, here we go. I finished the faux. I finished the socks. This is the nutkin pattern. I can't remember who it was. We posted it last time, but anyway.
Sorry.
I remember it being a French name, actually. But we'll put that in the show notes later. And it's a wonderful, simple lace pattern. I knit it. I modified it because I think it's a cuff down. I made it a toe up. And I also took one stitch away from each pattern repeat, which was a very easy thing to do because you just, I just did it on 9 stitches instead of 10 stitches or whatever it was. And I knit this in yarn that I got at Rhinebeck by Bittersweet Woolery, the Hero base, which is a BFL nylon base. So I'm very excited. Now that I've shown this to you guys, I'm going to actually be able to wear them and see what it's like to wear BFL socks. It is by Beth Lapensée. That's right, I knew there was something French in there. And I did a basic gusset heel, which is my favorite. So you build the gusset and then, the heel, rather than being all wraps and turns, it's about 2 together and SSKs. So it's a very easy heel. So now that I've shown them, I'm going to be wearing them. And they are on my new sock blockers, which I'm very excited about.
Are those mine or yours?
These are mine. I brought them from home.
Oh, mine are in there.
So there we go. That's one faux. Did I say everything I need to say about those? I knit them on 2.25. My Chalgoose, which I really like. The other thing I was working on last time, and I had just started, was a test knit for Mina Phillip, who's Mina86 and who's the host of the Knitting Expat podcast. I was working on her newest shawl, newest shawl pattern called Across the Pond. I called mine my local pond because I've used some Juliana fiber to make it. The white is, just so you know, Lynn is
I won't be touching.
Is the forbidden fiber. This is the shawl. I made the large size, and I will just scan it across there.
Hide both our faces. Yeah, I'll just grab the top a little bit.
Yeah, and so the light gray, which is an opalescent, it's called opal, and I think you might actually see
the little
patches of color right there. Hopefully you can see it. That is by Juliana's fiber in the Stardust base, which is a sparkly base.
I like the back.
Yeah, it's nice too.
Yeah.
The back looks good too. There you go.
It's very hard to photograph, as you found out.
The color?
Yeah,
very hard to photograph. This is the Juliana in her opal colorway, and then the bottom is a Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light. Their sock yarn, which has wool, alpaca, and nylon in it. And it took about almost a skein of each, actually. There was just 15 grams left about of each yarn. It was an incredibly fast and incredibly well written and easy pattern to make, and it's a beautiful shawl. So I hope that others will make it because it's very lovely. I made it on 3.75 millimeter needles, and what did I use? I used carbons for the first time, and I actually like them. Now that I'm knitting something else with them, I'm like, yeah, I like these needles. They're lovely. So I'll put them up there with my Chalgoose.
It was kind of funny because she finished the gray part while she was here, just before Christmas, and she finishes it, and I've got this much left, and I'm like, ooh, Minnie, and she's like, you have a skein of that, hands off. I'm like, oh yeah.
So there you go. It's lovely, and now that I've shown it to you, it's going to the office so that I can actually wear it, because that's where I tend to wear the majority of my shawls. I made the is it Liesel shawl by Isolde Teague years ago, and it's a shawlette. It's very small. This is a big shawl, but I really like wearing it sort of the bandit style, the Liesel one. So I've been thinking that I think I want a couple more little shawlettes to sort of just wear with very simple sweaters. So that I can see in my future. So there we go. That's faux number 2. I got 4 faux.
I have none.
I'll just make up for everybody.
It's the Selma show today.
The next thing that I made is the Shetland Triangle, which is a classic, it's been on Rab for a while, classic shawl, triangular shawl by Evelyn Clark. And I made this in yarn that I've had for a while. It's my sparkly year. Eh?
Seems to be.
I should have worn my featherweight today. I didn't. But anyway, next time perhaps. So here it is. It's a mohair wool acrylic blend.
Okay, so this one I can touch.
Yeah, you can touch it, and it's it's the same type of stitch throughout the shawl. It's a basic triangular, so there's the increase in the middle and then along the sides as well. And it's not for you, eh?
I don't like mohair.
Oh, and see, I can't
Something
get enough
about it.
of mohair.
I
There's
can't.
mohair in my sweater. Like, I guess mohair and linen for me are things, and I can't wait to wear this. I just think it's going to be wonderful. It's coming across a little bit more bright on camera, but
It's a very, very deep midnight
it's
blue.
a very deep midnight blue, and I just love it. I knit it on 5mm needles because the pattern is supposed to be in a fingering weight yarn, but this is a heavier yarn. And this is also going to the office. It was an easy knit. I really enjoyed
I
it.
didn't even see you knitting that. You did
Nope.
it while I was
I
on
did it during
vacation.
Christmas holidays. I think I knit it in a week or something like that. It just zipped off the needles. Like it was fast.
Whose
what
cabin
happens?
are you in again?
Snowy Owl. But this...
Whoever has Selma, Mandy, or Mina.
Yeah.
But this was a pre-camp.
I have
Oh.
Crystal. It's a pretty good person to have, right?
Yeah. So anyway, this
Who
is
do I
phone
have?
number
Me.
3.
You
This
have
is-
Ramona?
Yes,
Sorry.
I do have Ramona.
We'll just talk over each other.
Yeah.
There
Sorry.
are lots of prolific knitters on Ravelry.
Yes, I know.
And
none
you
of them are on
don't
my
have to be
team.
prolific to be great.
Actually, I say that. I have one lady who's done like 7 projects so far.
Oh wow, that's great. So this yarn was a Sadness Garn Kitten, I think it's called. It's one of their mohair yarns.
Sorry.
Kitten. It's called Kitten.
I have a
Kitten
kitten called
mohair.
Kitten.
So do I.
And I have a sweater quantity of this in grey.
Of course you do.
So
Is
let's
it
see what
sparkly
happens. No, it's not. It's just
Oh.
flat.
Of course you have gray.
This was actually on sale at Wool Time. I paid this shawl cost me $12.
That's like,
Pretty sweet.
yeah.
And that's 12 Canadian, which means that's like 9 American. And I have a sweater quantity of this stuff too that I got at the store here in Hull that was closing that time.
Yep.
Years ago, and I still haven't done anything with it.
Did you know there's a new yarn store in Gatineau?
Oh dear. I'm in
Yeah.
trouble now.
I
I'm in
found it
trouble
the other
now.
day.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we're just like
We're all over the place today. Yeah.
And then this was part of camp. So this is my first faux for camp. This you cannot touch. This is a Surrey alpaca and wool that I bought at Rhinebeck. You guys helped choose the color. It's coming across as more blue, but there you can see that it's
Oh
and
yeah.
it's a 2-tone yarn by Brooks Farms, and I made the Rikke Hat. So this is my slouchy, my new slouchy.
Looks good on you.
Thank you.
I don't think you need less slouchy. It's nice.
Yeah, you think so? I was a little
Yeah.
concerned that it was a little too slouchy because you knit for 9 inches,
That's like the sock head.
and I thought, oh, maybe I went beyond 9. I might have gone a little bit beyond 9.
No, that's nice.
But it's a very simple hat to knit. It's basically Garber.
Garber?
What is it?
Garter stitch.
What's the basic stitch that we
Your
use?
garbling garter stitch.
The first thing you learn when you knit. But you knit it on smaller needles here and then larger needles there. So it's 3.5 down here, 3.5mm.
So that makes up for like a ribbing.
It does. And one thing, I've made many hats, and some of them are quite frustrating because after a while, the ribbing just slouches and slouches and slouches, and eventually it's just it's a droopy hat, right? And I have a feeling that this garter is not going to do that. I have a feeling that it's actually going to stay And
keep its shape a little bit
and
better.
because this is alpaca, even though it's only a DK weight yarn, it's very warm. I was surprised the other day when I put it on. I thought the other DK hats that I have are just not that warm, and they're not my -10, -20 hats. This one actually might be. And I think if I go back to Rhinebeck, I think I might buy more of this. It's really beautiful. Beautiful to work with. Brooks Farms. And that was my 55 points.
There you go.
That's my contribution to camp so far for the Snowy Owl team.
Awesome.
So there you go.
I have faux.
Those. Oh
There-
no!
Do you have more?
I'm wearing one.
I thought you already showed that on the podcast.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, my
You've
Coda.
already-
So I'm just wearing my Coda today because I just love this sweater. I wear it all the time. It's a very unusual construction. It's a bit of a challenging, I think it was my challenging sweater of 2015. It was just a very interesting construction, unusual,
In
definitely.
other
worth
words, she couldn't knit it in her sleep.
No, it required attention. There's this thing on the back that you have to, that knit and you're doing short rows at the same time, and I screwed it up the first time. I had to do it all over again. And it required a lot of sewing at the end, which I didn't realize when I started the pattern because, of course, I didn't read it properly. But Carrie helped me with that, which was great. But I really love it, and I wear it all the time. So there we go.
Sue's turn.
So, finished the Gummy Bear Socks
Woohoo!
for my daughter. There is a little story behind this. I started them for myself and then thought, they're too girly for me. Don't like it. So I just kept knitting them on the same size needles, which is 2.5, and they fit her better than when I knit 2.75. And I think I have to go down a needle size for my socks. So the story behind this is she's been pestering me for these socks.
I was
Are you
just
trying
checking
to
to
steal
see
them?
No, I was just trying to see if the plastic ones were
They're
back
over
there. Okay.
So I wanted to finish these for Christmas, but she didn't know that.
Oh, no.
So every time, like, I literally finished these on Christmas Eve.
Here, no, use these ones. Sorry.
I literally finished these on Christmas Eve because every time she came in
I
the
don't know if
room,
these are big enough, though.
I had to stuff them back in the bag.
That's right.
And so literally Christmas Eve, and I'm like, she's getting ankle socks. Only way I can finish them.
There
So
we
this is Gummy Bear, and it's just a plain vanilla sock, but I did the fish lips kiss heel for the first time.
And
Fits amazing. Like, look at that. No holes, nothing.
I have to learn this. It intimidates me. But
It intimidated me too, and the first time I tried it, I ripped it out. And then I just basically sat there and concentrated for the first time, and then so it worked.
Yeah.
So this was on 2.5 millimeters, and like I said, it's the Gummy Bear. My other FO is in the bag behind you, Lynn. The You Sew and Sew bag behind you.
Oh.
Thank you. And no, it's not blocked.
Don't give me a manufacturer.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
'Cause
going to know who sewed it.
It just.
I forgot to block it. So
But dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee.
Silver.
The silver
Is
is
done. And I only ended up doing 6. So one more repeat of the pattern because I was going to keep going and I decided not to.
This is the Opal Sport Weight, right?
No,
not
that
what do
is
you call it?
Chloe. Spud and Chloe.
Spud and Chloe fine.
Oh, why did I think it was?
It's half
Something
full,
else.
half
Anyway.
silk.
So it's done. I will block the snot out of it because I want it to be really big. And then I have about 35 grams of the yarn. Yeah,
It's green. I
35
won't
grams
get
of
to
the
keep it.
yarn left. And I actually found a fingerless mitt pattern that takes 35 grams.
See, this will be a.
I want it really big, bigger than that though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? With the silk, you're going to be
It
able
will
to
block very
it
nicely.
very well.
I'm going to block the snot out of it.
That's like.
Well, it's good.
Quite
You
the
don't want
visuals.
snot in your knitting.
Oh, that's where my tea holder is. I couldn't find it.
That's awesome. Good for you for finishing
So this was on, and I don't remember the needle size.
Sorry.
5 millimeters, which is a US 8. It is the Silver by Lisa Much. Spud and Chloe super fine, and it's like an olive green. So I will leave that down here so I remember to block the snot out of it. Use your blockers, Lynn. That's it. 2 faux.
Good.
Yeah, because I finished the fish hat and the sweater before.
I have a lot of whips, but not as many as Sue. Should we let Selma go first? She only has one.
Whip?
I have one whip. I'm mono knitting. That's it.
Go
because
for it.
I am determined to finish this sweater.
Oh, see, I
in
cast
the
on
month-
all the things for camp.
Yeah, and I've got it all planned in my head for winter camp. I will not let you down, Master Jen. But
Jen's probably sitting there going, squee!
So I am knitting this sweater, expecting to finish it before the end of January. We'll see, but that's okay. And again, the blue is coming across as really brilliant when it's not that brilliant. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I think it's the outside lighting that's making everything.
That's
a
a
little more bright.
little bit more like what it is, but it's still.
It's a little more denim.
It's a
than
little bit more
looking.
denim, a little bit more earthy than it is looking there. This is being knit out of Malabrigo Arroyo yarn in the Regatta Blue colorway, and which I'm really enjoying. I made a hat for Alejandro in the fall out of the Arroyo, and now I'm making this out of it, and very much like it. It's a great Malabrigo yarn. Superwash, sports weight, and I am knitting the sweater called On the Grass, which is by Joji Locatelli, who designs lots of really nice sweater patterns. And so this is a boat neck sweater with ribbing at the top, and then it's a double seed stitch for the body, and the arms are also in a ribbing pattern. And it's top down, which is what I really like. So you start from the shoulders. There's a nice short row shaping for the neckline, which was the first time I did short row shaping for the neckline, and I really liked that as well. I had to pull back at one point because it ended up being a little bit too big around under here, but I think it's going to be all right now. And so there we are. So I really hope that I can finish the body in the next week or so, and then get onto the arms. And the arms is going to be a new technique for me as well, because it's going to be the where you pick up and then you do short rows to build the shoulder. I've never done that before, and I'm looking forward to it. I know I can do it. So there we go.
She'll have it done by this time next week. Don't worry.
No,
She's mono knitting. Trust me.
no, it will be done hopefully by the last week of January. Life's really busy.
So you can get blue points.
I barely even. No, because I got blue points for the hat.
Oh yes, that's right.
So my points for the hat are
you've already
gone,
used them
and
all.
I got hat and
You mean
and
purple?
It was purple or blue.
Yeah.
Right. So I
Yeah.
got purple for the hat, and then I got points for it being a hat as well. But originally I was planning my projects for camp very color coded, because I thought you got 20 points for everything.
No.
So I thought I was going to get 20 points for the hat and 20 points for this. I was wrong. You only get the 20 points once, but this
but
was
that
already
will still look really good.
this was already in my imagination, and I really, was looking forward to making it. So that's
You'll
that.
get yardage points.
I'll get yardage points. It's
Or,
sports
sorry,
weight yarn
grand
as well,
points,
so
whatever.
I'll get
Weight points,
good
yes.
good decent weight points. Our color keeps changing all the
I
time.
don't know why.
Anyway, bear with us. So that's that, and it's living in my bag by the Fawn and the Fox, which is Lara, and
Which
she's
is
on
the
Etsy.
slate.
So feel free to go and
Is that better?
check her stuff out. I think she might be on vacation right now. I'm not 100% sure, but we gave away a bag of hers in December as well,
Yes.
and it was a great bag. So she makes really nice bags. So go and check out. And that is it as far as whips go. I have no other whips. I did crochet one square for the blanket.
There you go.
That's it.
And Sue's mid row, so
I can stop anytime, but go ahead.
it's okay. I want to talk about something.
Go for it.
We've got lots to talk about.
I have no foes, so this is my first whip. I have a hoe. This is my daddy's Christmas socks. So they're literally, the project in Ravelry is called Dad's Annual Christmas Socks, because I make him a pair every year. So this is just a basic 2x2 rib based on the sock recipe, A Good Plain Sock by Stephanie Pearl-Mcphee in the Knitting Rules book. And this is one of Selma's sock blockers, because I forgot mine. It is out of Burnett socks, because they both have a yarn called Socks. So it's out of Bernat Socks in the Desert Storm colorway. I managed to score a few skeins of this on eBay last year. And it is done on size 3 needles, US 3, which is 3.25 millimeters. There's really not much to say about these. They're really boring. They're really simple. They're really quick.
Sorry, what did you say the yarn was?
Bernat Socks.
And what do you think of that yarn?
It's acrylic.
I love it.
Oh,
It's
right.
acrylic and nylon. I love it because my dad needs to be able to throw his socks in the washing machine and the dryer. But it's discontinued.
Oh.
So it's a moot point. So that's my first whip. This is not camp knitting. I started this just before Christmas. So it's the only thing that doesn't count for camp right now.
Sorry. Pain footsies.
Aw. I feel left out. We're over here.
Oh! And now it went down. Soft
And
down.
that is living in my kitchen counter crafter bag. Thank you, Jenny. I love my pumpkins. So I'll put him away now. Sorry. I have too much stuff lying around. I also, and this is going to be my big point winner, I think, for this month.
Woohoo.
This is the Magdolna hat by Emily Matisz, who
Oh, yes.
is a local friend of ours and also a very talented hat designer. So it just has this little lace panel up the one side of the hat, and that's the only design feature of that. Like, it's really, really pretty.
I test knit it for her in green.
It's a very feminine hat.
Yes, it's very pretty. And I love the fact that the pattern is named after her grandmother. Her grandmother's name was Magdolna, apparently. I'm probably not pronouncing that properly, I'm sorry. It's made out of Sublime Yarns Angora Merino in ice blue, the stuff that Selma gave me back in December. And it's on, the ribbing was on size 4, which is 3.5 millimeters. And the rest of the hat is on a size US 7, which is 4.5 millimeters.
It's a beautiful color. It looks great in the hat.
It's so soft.
Yeah, and incredibly warm. I made a shrug out of that stuff, and I practically can't wear it because it's too warm.
I had so much fun just doing the ribbing because it was like
It's so beautiful.
it's such nice yarn. So I was having a lot of fun with that, and that is living in my Art by Anna Farm Animals bag,
All blue.
which I love because it has bees and cows. I grew up on a farm, so I like farm animals. I also started a Hitchhiker because
Ooh.
Jen and Andrea and several other people are knitting Hitchhikers, and they looked nice, so I cast one on, and that's about how far I've gotten.
They look fantastic.
My little dragon tail.
Variegated yarn really works well with variegated yarn.
And they're so easy. You
Is
could
that
do it
going
in
to
your
be your
sleep.
orange project?
No.
No.
That could count as orange.
I know.
I was just asking.
I'm gonna finish it before then.
Ooh.
I need to get moving. Well, this is an evening. This is about 3 hours work, so it goes really fast, and it's really, really easy. This yarn, I really hope she keeps producing it because I love this yarn. This is Bittersweet Woolery, Guilty Pleasures, which, as everybody who watches the podcast may know, is one of my favorite yarns. It's one of the softest sock yarns I've ever come across. And it's just a regular 80-20 merino and nylon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so soft.
Yeah, I have 2 pairs of socks that are out of her Guilty Pleasures.
One of them's out of this.
Yep.
So this is the Shagalicious colorway.
Because why? You have to
Sue
buy
and I
it.
both bought it because of the colorway name.
I'm just like, yeah, I have to.
Because this was from our first Rhinebeck
Mm-hmm.
in 2012. So I'm actually doing some fairly deep stash.
Good.
With some of these projects. Fairly deep stash. It's only 4 years old. But yeah, so this is the Hitchhiker by Martina Behm out of Bittersweet Woolery Guilty Pleasures in the Shagalicious colorway on size 3, US 3, no, US 2. See, you switch them all
I
on me.
always switch them. That's how I like them.
And see, I always write them the other way because that's how I like them. So, it's a US 2.5, which is 3 millimeters. I'm not looking at the right thing. Yeah, 2.5, which is 3 millimeters. It's because the Scrappy blanket is stuck right up to it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So that's the Hitchhiker. It hasn't gotten very big, but it will after I finish my sock. And I am using straights for that because I don't have a circ in that size. And that lives in my Mina Makes Heffalump bag. See, I'm remembering to show bags this time. What else have I got? Oh yes, my other socks. These are mine. Nobody can have them.
I need those socks. Or that yarn.
Yes.
It's a
Juliana,
really interesting pattern.
need that yarn, Juliana. Please dye it for me.
if you're watching, you're going to have to dye more of this. This was a one-off.
Me first.
That she... I bought at her open house.
I need it in my life.
Look at these colors. And that is showing up pretty much perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because the teal is showing up teal and the green is showing up green. And it's... Everybody who has seen me knitting these socks has gone, oh my god, those are great colors. I love that yarn. So Juliana, take note. You're going to have to dye some more of this.
Jewel tones?
Yes.
Okay.
Jewel and earth tones.
Yeah.
Because the teal and the teal is a jewel tone. The rest are earth tones.
That's nice. Very nice.
But, so pretty. And even the lady that I was sitting next to on the train was like, wow, those are really nice.
I really love the stitch pattern on that. I would like to
Me
do that with
too.
my next self-striping yarn.
I printed out the pattern.
So this is the Kick in the Pants pattern by Lollipop Yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use Lollipop because I really
It's
want
for
to use
striping.
That stuff. It is for self-striping yarns. The fun thing about this pattern is that the pattern doesn't start until the color change. So if you're 2/3 of the way around the leg of the sock and the color changes, you start the pattern. And there's 2 pattern rows, and then you don't pattern again until the next color change. So it's really easy. You can do it in your sleep. It's a really, really easy pattern. And it is Juliana's Fiber Lucid Dreams self-striping sock. There's no colorway. I call it Forest Shade, I think. Yes. Just because there was no colorway. It was a one-off, and she didn't bother giving it a name. And it's on size 2.5 millimeters, which is a US 1.5, and it's my carbons. And these are Selma sock blockers. Kinda. Did you give me Sue's? Oh, and this is
Itchy.
living in my Amanda Panda bag.
Stitched together for G.
Yes.
We know her as Amanda Panda.
And she is also the Stitching You and More podcast. Sorry, my brain is kind of flaky today because I'm really undercaffeinated. That is whip number 4. There's more.
You're almost rivaling my whips.
Wow.
Almost. Not quite. I haven't started my sweater yet. I'm going to need my little notebook because holy cow, I added squares to the blanket. Nope, that way.
Is that
So, these are the ones that Elizabeth gave me for her birthday.
somehow I didn't recognize it. Really lovely.
I love them. They're so pretty. So, the last time I brought it over, I had 20 stitches across, 20 squares across, and I was super excited because I was almost done. I was going to put 25. Heh. We put it on the bed, and it just reached the corners of the bed. And Rob goes, okay, if we both get in the bed, that thing's not going to cover us.
Not unless you're
probably
smushed
need
together.
Would you need about 40?
35 at least. I'm going to put 35 and then check it. Because he says if you make it so that it hits the bed frame, because I have a wooden bed frame,
Then it'll be perfect.
it'll
when
be
you're
perfect to hit to cover the 2 of us when we're in bed. So I'm going to do 35 and then check.
People don't think about that. They think, oh, it looks great on the bed, but when you get in the bed, you're losing length, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fortunately, I showed it to him and I said, what do you think? And he was like, no. It's not long enough. So the last one I showed you guys was the black square here. So I've added all this. This bottom one here is Red Heart and Soul Spring Stripe. That's from Tanya. This one is the Republic of Wool. Nope, sorry, it's A Million Stars in Bloom, and the colorway is called Cosmos. That's from Sarah. This one is Republic of Wool, Love Stains.
I love that.
That's one of... I don't know where this came from. Somebody gave it to me. I don't remember who. I'm sorry.
I don't know any of the yarns in my blanket, and I really don't care.
This is Three Irish Girls,
That's
Shake
the
Your Tail
purple you gave
Feathers from Crystal. This one is A Million Stars in Bloom again. It's how do you pronounce that? Nasturtium?
Nasturtium, yeah.
Yeah, from Sarah again. This one I have no idea. It was given to me a while back.
Can I see it?
The really crazy color one.
This one?
Yeah.
Don't recognize it.
Sorry,
No.
which one was the nasturtium one?
This one.
The yellow one.
Yeah.
Fun.
And this blue one here is from Miss Mandy. Happy birthday, Mandy. It is Cupcake Yarns Yummy Base in the Elsa colorway. I know she loves that one. She sent all of us some Elsa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for the bottom row. The second row, I love this.
Is that the pirate one? I love that one too.
I need a full, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Rachel.
It was, what was it?
It was
It's called
Rachel's.
Pirates loves rainbows. Pirates love rainbows is the
So
colorway.
Rachel, we all need a skein of that.
Yeah,
I
like
need to buy myself.
seriously.
Well, Pirates Yarn is a separate dyer. That's an indie dyer.
It's on Etsy.
No, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Rachel's yarn.
Yes, this
Okay.
was. Well, no, it's not
No.
her yarn.
No.
This is a mini she sent us, but it's not her yarn.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was her yarn.
And I
No,
actually
no.
went onto Etsy.
Yeah,
and
me too. I favorited it because I want to buy myself a full skein of this.
Yeah,
It
me
is
too.
So soft.
So let's do it at the same time. We'll save on shipping.
I've never, ever. This is softer than Guilty Pleasures.
Well,
I
you
made-
can wait for it. Send it to Rob.
Yeah, I crocheted the square out because my blanket is crocheted, and I just kept looking at it. Look,
I
this
just
is
keep
so
touching it
pretty.
'cause it's
And I
so
went
soft.
straight to the computer after I finished it and was like looking this yarn up, but they don't have that colorway right now.
No, it's probably her bestseller, but it is Pirates Yarn.
Okay.
It's called Pirates Love Rainbows, and it came from Rachel, who is Night Owl Fibers, and she is Sweet Knits 1997, right, on Ravelry. So she sent us these minis, and so soft.
It's so soft and it's so fun. Love the colors in it.
Yep, it's just so pretty. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne in Montevilla from Tanya. Thank you. This one here is Spun Right Round Graffiti from Maggie Phillip.
Oh, it's nice to see that in real life because somebody was knitting a featherweight out of that, and I loved the look of it.
It's really,
It's really
it's pretty
fun.
wild.
It's
I
fun.
love it.
But the featherweight was really nice in it.
It was. It
Was
looked
it the
great.
one you showed me online when we were looking at the featherweights?
No, I don't think that was that person's, but it was sort of similar. I liked the featherweights that were being made. I was in a cowl for mine in the in what do you call that, speckled type yarns. It was really fun. They looked fun.
This one is A Million Stars in Bloom, Dahlia 2 from Sarah, Canadian Knitter podcast, True Connect Girl. Sorry. This one is A Million Stars in Blue, Columbine.
Let me guess, Sarah.
Yes. Sarah sent me, the first bag of minis that Sarah sent me was a whole bunch of A Million Stars in Bloom. And they're all flower names, and they're so pretty. There's, I think, 6 purples. All variations of purples, and there were like 3 yellows, and I love them. They're so pretty. And I got one more here.
Look at you all organized.
Only one more, and I didn't write down what this was. Poop.
Can I see?
I don't know where it came from.
I recognize it.
I think it's one of my older minis. I think it's one of the older ones that I've had for a while. And, yeah, because I thought I was done with the second row,
You started another row.
I started the third row. This black one is Villenvine Vampire Sock Club, month 2. Maggie Phillip sent me that. And it's really, really neat. I really enjoyed knitting with that one. But this one, Terry gave us this at Stitches.
Oh, yes. On the round.
Terry is the dyer behind Roundabout Yarn.
Roundabout yarns, right.
This stuff is her silky base. Oh, so soft. The colorway is called Lemon Custard, and yes, it is.
Very.
I love it.
You do want to eat that.
She gave us each, I think, 5 different minis, and I ended up with one of Sue's
And we have a full skein.
because there was a sparkly. Did we?
Yeah, she gave us a full skein. Didn't she?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she gave
You're
us.
the one who has all the
Yeah.
prizes. I don't know. We leave everything
Yes,
at
she
Sue's
did.
house.
Because I met her on the Sunday at Stitches.
Right.
She gave me the skein.
Anyway, thank you, Terry. It is lovely to knit with. I will be ordering some at some point because I'm currently on a yarn diet.
think a lot of us are.
Well, I went a little crazy in December, I must say.
I acquired so many yarns last year, and I didn't even... I only bought about half of them.
Well, it's called being on a podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Well,
bought a lot of yarn last year, too. But I mean, I was stashing down. I managed to knit 25 projects from stash, and I still acquired 40 entries. I ended the year with 40 more entries in Ravelry stash than I had at the beginning of the year. So, oh my god, so much yarn. It's starting to encroach on our living space. We're starting to not have room to put it. So, yeah, yarn diet, because, oof.
Yeah, all my bins are like packed full.
I say that, and I've got stash today. But I have stash for a reason. It's for a specific project that I made a year and a half ago. And I was asked to enlarge it a bit. So that's all I have stash for.
Now, we both went on to Etsy to look for that yarn.
The pirates.
But I have to say
this end.
that I went on to No Makers
Oh.
to look for this strawberry yarn.
strawberries.
That the last time I was on, when I saw this yarn by No
Makers.
Makers, I can't seem to put, in the strawberry tweed color, I was just like, I love that. But it seems they only have it in Aran weight on the website.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
But I
if you
might
email
contact them. But I love that.
Because
But I have to say, I am on a bit of a sweater diet for sure. But I was like, I want like a cardigan out of that.
It would suit you.
Anyway, your blanket is an enabling blanket.
It is.
I like the way you're keeping track of
But
everything.
I have to thank everybody who's been sending me minis because, so many minis.
When I first started mine, I was keeping track, and then I ripped it out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I was just like, well, forget it. I'm
See, it
done.
didn't occur to me to keep track until way later. And then I thought, well, it's a little late now.
Well, one of the main reasons I'm keeping track is because when I'm done, my squares only take about 3.5 grams. So when I'm done, I have little minis to send Jen. And they're big enough for her squares. So I'm keeping track so I can tell her what
What
I'm
kind of
sending her
blanket
to.
is she making that she requires so
A
little?
tiny
The
miter
same
square.
as this, but
Oh,
she's
the
using
tiny.
very, very small needles and
Oh.
a smaller stitch count. So,
Wow, then I'll have a few for you too, Jen. We got lots of
If
We
you
have
guys
a,
want
we
my
have a
leftovers.
running bag.
Yeah.
Mhm.
which I'll be sending out to you soon.
Fun.
So, those are all my works in progress. Oh, and that still, but not for much longer, lives in my You So-and-so bag because it's getting too small. The blanket barely fits in it anymore. Just the blanket.
You are eventually going to need a very big bag for that
I'm
blanket.
going to need a much bigger bag. I'm going to need a bigger boat. Oh, yes. And Sue and I were going to trademark her, so there's my green and orange.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm using the others. So that's it for me.
Can I go now?
Sue has
well,
a
it's
lot
your
of whips.
turn now.
If
I
you
do.
need to go to the bathroom or get a drink, do it
Pause. Go now.
now. Pause and do it now.
This is going to be a long one.
We knew that.
I am doing a test knit for Mina. And I'm allowed to show this. I asked. It is called the Highland Peaks
It's
shawl.
lovely.
And I'm doing the worsted weight version. Which is... That's what it looks like. And so I chose Cascade 220 Superwash that I had in my stash. And I chose a cream and a brown, which is quite nice.
It is.
And the green that I'm going to put green on the edge, but I don't have the green, but it is in my stash. It's Dream in Color.
Oh, it's the one I gave you, you said?
Is it Spooshy?
No, it's
No,
Classy.
you're further down than
Classy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's the Dream in Color Classy. But I cannot remember
Yes.
what the colorway was.
Yeah, it's green, but I love it. So this is being knit on size 6 millimeters, which is a US 10. And it's going to be so
And
stretchy.
those are also the same needles as mine.
Carbons.
Carbons.
Yep. My
We're all using carbons right now.
Wow!
interchangeable set that Stephanie
It's a
sent
black
me.
and silver day.
Yeah. So I really like it. It's a really easy pattern to memorize. That.
And I think you were saying that you like the increases. There's an interesting increase.
Yeah, I like the
technique
way
on-
the increases are done because you can't see it. It's in the white. You don't see it like you see it on the back, not on the front. And it is actually living in my Mina Makes bag.
For now.
Yeah, it
gonna
squishes in there quite well. So that's a whip, not for camp. The other whip I have that's not for camp is another test knit, and it is by my friend Diane, who is Freedom for You on Ravelry, and she's the person who used to own the knotted bag. And so it's called the Bundle Up Cowl. She did it with 3 colors of Noro, which is why it looks so kind of wild and stripy. And I'm using, recognize this, people? Anybody recognize it?
Biker chick
that I've tried 5 different projects with and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So she was, as she said, trolling my stash. We were trying to figure out, we were online together and we were trying to figure out what, because I was going to stripe it, and she's like, use that.
Well, it's great. Then she has one in variegated yarn.
Yeah, and I've cast it on twice. The first time I cast it on, I made a mistake and it wasn't fixable. So I ripped it out and cast it back on at 1 a.m. this morning. Not a good idea.
Because now you got to rip it back again.
So it's like, it's looking really nice in the variegated. But I have to rip it back out because when I cast on the first row, I thought it was twisted, so I untwisted it. No, it wasn't twisted.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not going to look good as a Mobius.
Oh god, I don't like Mobius. Remember the purple one I made?
Mm.
I gave it away.
Mm.
So, and this is living, because it's a huge cake, in my bag from Manda Panda, who is Stitched Together 4G, and this is her autism awareness bag. It's puzzle pieces. Isn't it awesome? I love it. I've got a lot.
Of Amanda Panda bags?
Oh yeah, that too. There's like 2 back there. This is for camp, but it's not for a month. It's not for bonus points.
Now, how come the other 2 aren't for camp?
They're test knits.
So?
Yeah, well,
You
they're
can
not.
still get points for them.
I can get points, but not bonus points.
Oh, okay.
So I've cast on the Highland Peaks shawl by Melissa
Sashwari.
Thank you.
I don't know how you get that out of all those letters.
Mm-hmm. So this is what it looks like.
Wait, I want to have a good look at that. I didn't actually pay much attention to this.
And it's in
Very
worsted weight
nice.
yarn. I need to take my sweater off. I'm dying here. It's in worsted weight yarn.
Take it off, baby.
And I decided to
Really nice.
try another yarn that I've knit maybe 4 or 5, tried 4 or 5 projects and it didn't work. And this is yarn from Selma, directly from the factory in Uruguay. It's called Coco, and apparently it was a mistake.
Well, I think it's Malabrigo Rios. So it's a super wash. And
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got,
It's
little bit.
actually the same base as the Arroyo that I'm using. This is the sports weight, the super wash, and that's the worsted weight.
Yeah, so I have 5 balls, and I have like almost exactly enough for that. And no, I didn't swatch. And it is on size.
Swatches. We don't need those stinking swatches.
Who needs those sinking swatches?
What am I looking for?
I don't know.
5 millimeters, which is the USA. Okay, I missed
We
that.
don't know what you're looking for.
Here,
Thank you. And I decided to put it in my little owl bag that I got from my friend Emily.
It's so adorable.
Look on the inside. It's leaves.
Isn't that cute?
It's
Don't
absolutely
we have some
adorable.
of that leaf fabric?
Similar, but not like
Okay.
that. So yes, it's actually perfect for now. So that's that. Oh boy, do I ever have a lot. This is for camp. There's my.
I can see you guys really did cast on all the things.
I did.
This was New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve.
I cast on the socks, and that's all I
After
worked on
7
for
o'clock,
like
of course.
Yes.
4 days, and then when I got home, I cast on some other stuff.
So I bought a gradient kit from Fiber Optics. And it was like a bunch of little tiny minis that I basically wound up into one big cake.
Oh.
So they're not knotted or anything, they're just wrapped. So I'll just change colors as I come to them.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful, rich colors.
And it is called...
Sorry, who was this by?
Fiber Optics.
Oh, they were
It's
there at
called
Rhinebeck.
Fiber Optics Yarn Cashmere
Paint box.
Paint Box. Oops, I wrote boss. Espresso Cream Crimson Gold Gradient.
Geez.
Whew, that's a mouthful.
It was more than a mouthful, but it's a beautiful, rich... it's coming out a bit more orangey there. It turns into a rich...
It's like almost... It's
burnt red, and then it moves into a reddish brown, and then a dark brown. Why are we having such a hard time with color today?
And the reason I'm knitting this, it's called the Fractal Danger, and I'm leaving my stitch mark, my magnet where it is, and it's by Martina Behm. And I was watching Chris from Nerd Girl Knits, and she had done one, and I was just like, oh my, I need that in my life.
I kind of wish I had my phone in here now.
And why?
I'd set Uncle George off.
Oh.
Oh my.
And so I sent her a picture of the yarn in the box, and she said, that'll be perfect. You need to do that. So I'm doing it.
Do it!
I'm doing it.
Sorry, you sent who the picture?
Chris.
Oh, okay, sorry.
One of the hosts, the mom from the Mom and Daughter Nerd Girl Knits. And so I've got about this much done.
Pretty.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really... That's so dark. I love that color.
It's great.
Yeah. And this is on size 3.5 millimeters, which is a US 4. And it's in one of my own bags that I made for myself because green.
That's a
And this is
pattern.
a fabric that Lynn helped me pick out at a sale.
Stunning.
Love it. Next. So many things.
All the things.
Yep. Next thing is actually for camp. And I cast on the Toryn Gable, a pattern that my friend Tanya bought for me, but I'm only doing it in 2 colors, and I want to find one of the ones in 2 colors. So this one shows it this way, in green and cream. But this is what it looks like in a stripy color.
Now that I'm actually able to see it, because we've only been talking about it.
Yeah.
That is
And
stunning.
so I'm using yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And I'm...
From this year or previous year?
Just the one we just bought.
Good girl.
Bittersweet Woolery.
Yeah.
And yes, it's that bright. This is Solar Flare. This is Wasabi.
That's not washed out. That's
Nope.
what it looks like.
That's a lovely, lovely shawl.
I know, isn't it?
It's got a picot edge on it, Sue.
I'm not doing Pico. So I'm kind of in the middle of a row, but look how well these colors go. Oh my god, that's so bright. I love it.
That's going to be wild.
They're like cast on with the pop color. I'm like, they're both pop colors.
Although I'd say the
Yeah, but the
orange
red
is a
really
bit more.
pops.
Yeah, but I wanted the green at the beginning, so that's how much I've got done. And that's going to be for either green or orange, so I can use it for
February or March.
February or March. And that is on size...
Sorry, you'll have to forgive us for the next few months. There will be a lot of camp talk.
4.5 millimeters, which is a US 7. And it is living in a bag from my friend Andrea.
Oh, cool.
We're trying to get her to open a shop.
It's a
You
lovely
have to
bag.
open a shop because I
And
don't
look
have
at
one
the
of your bags
inside.
yet.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
I got 2 in my swap.
Shush.
Nicely made, Andrea.
Very nice. They're simple drawstring, but I like that she does a 2-tone.
There's a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah. I think this is the last camp. Oops, there's my yarn it.
Another great bag.
This one, I got this a long time ago. So, I am knitting
That's for this month.
the Merrick. So, hat, blue, and the designer is Amanda Schwabe.
It was one of our featured designers for January.
Ooh, so you're getting points for hat, blue, and designer.
Yep. So that's it there. Heavily
That's what I do with
cabled.
you.
Heavily cabled.
Yeah, I didn't do the designer. I really wanted to make the Rikke Hat. I've been wanting to make it for a
And
while.
I'm stuck.
It's a beautiful color. Sorry, what was the yarn?
This is Blad Dye Works, and there's a story behind this yarn I'll tell you in a sec.
It's beautiful.
So
color.
this is the hat so far. But I'm at the point where you switch between the cables. You
And again, it's looking way brighter on there. It's quite an earthy blue,
It
actually.
looks okay from here. I bought this yarn online, and I really wanted a royal blue, and that's what the picture showed, a royal blue, because I
Oh.
wanted to pair it with
It's
something.
not royal blue.
And so when I got it, I was like,
That's not even close to royal blue.
So I messaged the seller, and she is amazing. I messaged her, and she was like, oh, you're right. I will refund you your money, and you can keep the yarn. So I will definitely buy from her again.
Sorry, you said it was Blad?
Blad Dye Works.
B-L-A-D.
Yeah, hang on. Here you go.
It's really beautiful, I have to say. Yeah, it's called Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like a Malibu kind of blue.
Yeah, but the picture wasn't what that looked like. So
and why are you stuck?
I have to start the different cable, and I don't understand the instructions.
Well, we will help you with that.
Yeah, and this bag I got quite when we first started podcasting, I think. This is Little Pockets, and so it's lilpockets.etsy.com. So it's got a nice stripe in the middle on
It's
the
a lovely,
inside.
nice fabric. I like it. So you ladies really have cast on all the things.
And then, last but not least, I added a square to my blanket. Wait till you see what square it is.
Aww.
So
You both have my featherweight yarn on it.
So I added this purple from her featherweight,
which is the bittersweet woolery. What was it now? Some sort of
Stardust.
Was it Stardust?
Was that Stardust?
sorry.
It was sparkly, wasn't it?
Sparkly in the wicked colorway, and I made my featherweight for. Can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
I made my featherweight, and I was in the knit along on the Yarngasm podcast, and I won a prize, and I won a bag by Mina
That's awesome.
yesterday.
Oh,
So
She told me.
I'm very excited, I have to say, because I never win anything. And I'm like, I have to win. And I did. So I'm thrilled, and I'm going to be thrilled to get a bag from Mina.
So that's it for whips. Think
sure?
was enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, wait till the bag. I'm keeping them in.
So,
What's next?
apparently somebody acquired some stash over the holidays. Looking at you two.
Want me to go?
I only have a little bit.
Why not? Go for it.
Hang on.
There is a rather large bag that just got moved. And a box.
Well, the box is...
Ooh! Parts that need to be held together.
I got the electric eel wheel for Christmas.
This means absolutely nothing to me.
It's an electric...
You know what the Hansen is?
Yeah, I
Well,
just...
And he bought not one, not two, but 3 extra bobbins.
Which is sweet,
One
because now
day.
you can ply 3 plugs.
I asked for 2 and he accidentally ordered 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
and he
Happy
ordered
accident.
me the foot pedal. Basically, all the foot pedal does is start and stop.
Okay.
So it starts the wheel, it stops the wheel. So there's no treadling.
It goes one speed.
You adjust the speed right over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
I see. There's a little knob here.
Mm-hmm. So I'm still working with it. We're having issues. I think I used too slippery of a yarn and too short of a staple. I started with merino. I need some BFL because it's a longer staple.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
love
right.
it.
I think I would
Absolutely
need to
love it.
see it in action to get it, because
I can bring you
it's
some
like
Millie if you want. I have a
mind-boggling
bag
for
of
me.
her carded up.
Well, that might work. It might be sticky enough.
She's sticky.
So I got that.
There was still some lanolin in the yarn, so...
I got my Get Your Yarn wishes granted from the Instagram thing that happened in December. And I was looking for hedgehog, and I got the Harvest colorway, which is exactly the same colorway that Sarah from the Canadian Knitter received.
Am I allowed to put this down my top?
Yes.
Can I put it down mine first?
Wow. It needs to live with me for a couple of minutes.
Oh, so show them what it looks like.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
So this was from Trish.
It's
And-
absolutely stunning, and they've got these pinks and oranges going through
It's a
it.
little more pink than I thought it was, because Sarah's doesn't look that pink.
It's really stunning.
But-
I'm glad to finally fondle some, because some people are in the
many
club.
people were doing
The
wanted,
clubs?
wanted that in the Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted thing. It was crazy. That and Volan Vine.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up gifting 3 people, and because basically you gifted a wish, you posted a wish. So every time you
Okay.
gift a wish. So I gifted 3 people, but I only got 1 wish granted.
Yeah, and it's got there's like baby pink and like crazy
A
fuchsia.
chartreuse.
There are lots of fantastic colors. I think that it's gonna knit up stunningly.
So, and I can't.
I didn't make it to your top.
Can you
Well,
read?
it won't now.
Can you read what's in it? I have contacts on. I can't see.
Mm-hmm. It is 90% superwash merino and 10% nylon.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be for fancy socks.
Yeah. There's
Love
so much
it.
pink in it that they might go to my daughter.
It's really
Or
great.
I might do like a
Yeah,
handkerchief for
but-
myself. There's a lot of pink in there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the other stuff too.
It won't look pink.
Okay.
No, it won't look pink at all. In fact, it's going to look more yellow and green with pink here and there.
And then I got another beanie bag from Jimmy Baby's Wool.
Oh.
I'm doing them every month now. They're $9 US, which to me is
Which is like 20 Canadian.
pretty cool.
We're not doing that badly.
So here, card. There's the
Pretty
card.
good.
You want me to redo the reading?
Yeah. So you get 5 minis. So this one. Sorry, the tags are stuck in the middle. It's really hard to see.
Oh, I think. Can I guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my glasses on.
I think
So-
this is Plymouth.
This is Universal Deluxe
Oh,
Worsted.
I was going between Universal and Plymouth, but I went for. There we go. It's gray. Are they all gray?
No. Then we have this one, which is Plymouth worsted.
Yeah, I was going to say this doesn't look like. There's also Madeline, Tosh, Rowan, and Lorna's laces, and it's interesting. You start to see the difference in styles of yarn.
And then this is kind of a greenie.
Oh,
there's no tag.
I think that's Madeline Tosh.
There's no tag. Yeah, that is the Tosh.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
I don't know where the tag went.
oh,
Must have
I
fallen.
feel
Oh,
this
there
is
it
the Cove colorway. or
Yes,
something
it's
like
Mad
that.
Tosh Vintage Superwash.
Yeah, there's kind of a
It's called Celadon.
Celadon. Yeah, and there's a green, very light, almost minty green going through there with gray. Very subtle. This is beautiful.
And this is Lorna's Laces.
Wacky.
Serenity.
Sean must have been happy.
And last but not least,
Would be Rowan.
which is this gray.
Ooh, nice. This is Rowan Pure Wool Worsted Superwash.
Yeah, in the color 155, which is heather. And then there was these things in the bag, and I don't know what they are. I'm assuming they're pom-pom makers.
Yes.
Okay, because
Oh.
the reason they gave us pom-pom makers
Sort of these plasticky.
is because they gave us patterns to make a chevron wine cozy
Oh, great! With all
or
of these things.
a Pico trellis bottle cozy. Yes, to make with all these yarns.
Fun.
So I'm really liking that. I'm getting a little bag each time.
So that was the Celadon colorway. It was nice to see in real life. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so
Will
that's,
not buy sweater quantity. Will not buy sweater quantity. Will not buy sweater quantity.
Nope, we'll hold you down.
Thank you.
next. Oh, these sock blockers were from Selma, which I really appreciate because I find my Knit Picks plastic ones, they don't dry fast enough, the socks. So she bought me a set of metal ones. We did our little Christmas exchange this week. And she also bought me some Tuft natural handmade soap in the lavender colorway.
Well,
Scent.
it's actually
Scent, sorry.
wool soap, so it's actually meant for washing woolen things. And that was a total experiment. I was like, buy some for me, buy some for her.
And she
let's see
borrowed
what
a
happens.
book. She borrowed a book from the library, and she was telling me about it. And I kept saying, "Well, when you're done, borrow it for me. Borrow it for me." No, she bought me the book.
I don't know if anybody has read this book.
I did read the beginning, like you said.
And
Well, you were
did you
like,
read the introduction?
Yeah. I was just like,
You know, I read the introduction to this book, and I was in tears.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, I'm just reading about knitting. Why am I in tears? And so I was going to talk about it at one point on the podcast because I thought, are other people having this reaction to knitting, or is there something about me and knitting that I need to explore?
it was a very touching introduction.
Yes, and it made me think a little bit about why do I knit?
So
why do we knit?
It's called Knitting Yarns, Writers on Knitting by edited by Anne Hood.
Yeah, so there are stories by different people, I think even different authors, and they're different stories, and I've only read 3 of them. I got one for Christmas too, from my husband. It was on my list of things that I wanted. Oh, and I forgot those at home, but worth a read.
Mm-hmm.
I think worth, especially if you just want something nice to read.
Yeah,
They're
and
really
I got
touching
a
stories.
magnifier for my cross stitching, which is in the living room, but I'll show you a picture of it.
Oh.
So my son bought me that. Yeah, it keeps on going. The bag is never going to end. My daughter got me a book that I've wanted. It's called One Line a Day, a 5-year memory book. So basically, on each day, you write a line. The next year you come back and you write a line under the last year's one. So you get 5 years.
Cool.
Yeah, and I've been wanting this for a while. So she bought me that. I was very happy about that. And for all you Twilight fans, yes, I know. I didn't want to buy the book.
We lost the screen.
Oh, what did I do with the mouse?
Okay.
It's okay, we're back.
Are we actually recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Phew.
For all you Twilight fans, there was a 10th anniversary one that came out, and it comes with the first one, but then if you flip it over, it's got the new book, Life and Death, Twilight Reimagined.
So is that the gender swap one?
Yes, it's a gender swap one. My son got me this as well.
Sorry, I couldn't take the name seriously on the gender swap.
Oh, and there's one last thing. This. Okay, which one was mine?
Oh my goodness.
This one was mine. This is from our friend Kathy that we VKN with.
Wow.
And wait till you see what she's put Kathy in this bag.
That looks like fun.
And I'll have you know that my dog tried to eat one of the bags. This is the one I'm holding.
Thank you, Kathy.
So we have a bag of minis. All
Fun.
different kinds of minis.
Look at the pretty colors.
Because I thought I was getting minis and that's it. No.
There's some Richard DeVries in here.
I don't even know.
Oh no, it's not just
I
minis.
do.
What's this one?
She sent us hot cocoa,
Oh no.
which is salted caramel.
Oh my.
Lord,
And
you're
then
trying to kill
I've
me.
got some chai teas. And then there's a bunch I'm going to give to you two to share if you want. These are lavender tulsi, and I don't like lavender tea. And she knew that, but it was too late. And then this one is called chocolate spice.
Ooh.
I love the chocolate spice. I have some at home.
Holiday sugar
pie.
popcorn.
Is she in the States?
Yeah, she's in
This stuff is
California.
lovely.
A bag of chocolate.
Woohoo.
And the last thing I think is absolutely so cute. So you get this little thing and it says, "'Tis the season," and you open it and it's yarn that looks like chocolate.
Oh, that looks like
Oh.
truffles.
So look, she balled them up. They look like chocolates. Thank you so much, Kathy.
That is fun.
They're so cute.
I know.
That's adorable.
And now that's it.
Thank you, Kathy. Oh, good Lord.
I'm very curious to try this.
Well, there's 4, so.
Okay.
Good
Share.
Lord. And there's a holiday prize inside. Holiday sugar cookie popcorn. I looked at this in the States. I did not pick it up.
You didn't need to. Because you were going to get some.
And there's a little bag of chocolate.
Yeah.
I am overheating now.
She told me, she says, "I'm sorry, I didn't know you were diabetic. I sent you all kinds of chocolate." I'm like, that's okay.
Every once in a while I can have chocolate.
I just don't eat it every day.
Oh man. With the Christmas season, I find it hard not to eat chocolate every day. You get into a habit.
I've been staying away from it.
Oh, good for you.
I honestly, I didn't eat dessert once at any of the Christmas dinners I went to. And
Oh no.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, those are mine.
Did you drop them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I put them there on purpose.
Oh, okay.
They're for you.
Yes. I
All right.
share.
Okay, next. Now that I'm done. Right.
You're done?
Well.
Are you sure?
Oh, there's one thing we didn't show. You didn't show and I didn't show. But I'll
Oh,
show.
It's holding all of my Rhinebeck bag is holding all of my camp projects.
We each got a Rhinebeck bag and just arrived.
It was my
belated.
belated birthday. Merry Christmas from her. And I'm telling you,
It's ginormous. As you can see, it takes up the entire screen practically. It's like a weekend bag.
And yeah, all my projects are in there, so I just tugged the whole thing to the living room and then back.
Yeah, it's huge. So that's the beginning of my acquisitions.
Yeah, and it's really nice canvas.
It's thick.
Hey, look, I'm wearing my shirt.
Look at that. You match your bag.
Sorry, I'm doing lots of crinkling over here.
That's okay. I'm overheating.
There's candy happening.
Yes, there's candy happening.
All right. So, the only knitting related things I got from my family for Christmas were 2 books. And that's
books that you asked for.
Yeah, so there was the Anne Hood book that you just showed that I asked because I had taken it out of the library, read a couple of stories, and then thought I want to have this book because it just keeps getting to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought, I want to read this and explore a little bit. Because as I said earlier, it really did make me wonder, what emotional ties do I have to knitting? Why is this getting so emotional for me to read these stories? Am I just a mushy person? Could be.
You do have a little bit of mush.
I am a bit mushy. But anyway, so that was one book. And then the other book that I asked for was The Knowledgeable Knitter. I think by Margaret Radcliffe.
I have
completely forgot to bring it, but it's a
Would you like me to
fantastic
grab
book. It's okay. We'll link it. It's a fantastic book if you're at all interested in sweater construction. Clearly, I am interested in sweater construction. So there's just all kinds of interesting information. It's a very, really well laid out book, and I really liked it. So I asked that for Christmas. So I got that as well.
Yeah, because I even got it on the Kindle, so I can have it anytime. What are you looking for? Your book? It's right here.
Nope, my sock blockers.
Right here. I'll put them aside so they'd be out of the way. There you go.
So and then I also got I got sock blockers for Sue, and I got sock blockers for myself. And I have to say, they really are fantastic for if you want to wash and block your socks. They dry so fast. So I'm really happy that I got these. And I also got a pair for Lynn, so that we could all have our own sock blockers and not just use one pair. And I know that you got some other sock blockers too, I've heard. So now
and I forgot
you actually have sock blockers. You've got more than one pair.
Are you going to put them in the show notes? Try and find them?
Oh yeah, I'll put a picture in the thread.
Yeah.
Well, we'll discuss that when we get to my stash.
And then...
And Kathy, you picked so well because these are cherry, which is my favorite.
Ooh.
They're so good.
And then, well, Sue and I, as she said, we exchanged a little bit, and I got a fun Altoid tin that's been decorated with flowers, and in it was a stitch marker that's actually on my sweater right now. Little Santa Claus stitch marker.
Snowman.
That's what I saw in my head, but that's not what came out of my mouth. It's really fun. I got something scary.
Scary.
She gave me something scary.
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 Oh!
She gave me something scary.
Super scary.
It's the one I bought from
I'm going to be taking, what do you call this?
Spindle.
A spindle workshop at a festival retreat.
Knitting retreat.
Yeah, knitting retreat.
Yeah.
In March.
That they're going to.
That we're both going to, and Sue
That's a
gave
Turkish
me
spindle.
her Turkish spindle, and again, kind of like that e-spinner, I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, and I'm very excited.
I couldn't get it to go together properly.
But we'll figure that out
Anyway.
with a little bit of fiber to start with. So I'm very excited.
I thought that was so cute, and I bought it at Twist, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to give that to Selma. That'll be perfect to start.
And then there were a couple of little things, like a row minder for putting on. Oops.
That's fine.
There we go.
Thank you.
Turkish.
Yeah, it's cool. And what else? Oh!
Should I take it apart again?
Oh, that's how it works.
Yes.
No,
I
that's
couldn't.
fine.
We couldn't get it to go together.
There is a little bit of a wear. Like there's a.
So I'm
Leave it together.
I'm actually kind of like excited, nervous. I'm like, I'm afraid I'm gonna love this.
Well, the thing about Turkish spindles is when you're spinning it and you're wrapping it, once you're done, you take it apart and it's a center pole ball.
Yep. A turtle.
So this could be this could be a whole new addiction. Mm-hmm. And then,
Ooh.
Remember all that Felici I bought?
remember I was looking at this one?
I said, give me your 3 favorite colors, and she listed them. This was the first one.
I just love this one. It's called Tea Party,
And
and this is Nassau. So I am like dying to cast these ones on, but I'm just trying to be a mono knitter for now.
February, pink.
Yeah. I have to say, I really have, I got the sock virus last year. I really enjoy knitting socks now.
So you did 2 things you never thought you were going to do. Love socks and podcasting.
That's true.
Because, I did ask you to podcast
Yeah.
first. I will keep rubbing that in. But you're here now. You're here now. It's okay.
And then other things I got, I joined, what is the name? There's a group on Rab that's all about
Minis.
sock mini
I did
swapping.
not go in that group.
I went in the group.
That's dangerous.
I went in the group, but I didn't join any of the
No,
swaps.
I
and
went
then
in the
left
group and I got a big bag, Minis Galore by Aloha Blue, which is a dyer, who is a dyer on Etsy.
I've got enough minis to
And
last.
so I've got minis now. Gonna have to get
Chop,
through
chop on
all
the
these
blanket.
minis and chop, chop, chop. So that's one thing. Crinkle, crinkle. And then I did do a little bit of purchasing myself. In fact, there's more at home, but I just couldn't find it because somehow my knitting closet's a bit of a wreck right now. I found some Arnie and Carlos in town in colorways that I've been wanting for a while. So I ended up getting some Arnie and Carlos in the Regia Arnie and Carlos. I'm very excited. So I think this was the Summer Nights one. It's this bluish one. It's the 3657 colorway. And it's coming up more electric blue, but it's actually more of a tealy blue. And then this one is the Twilight one, which is oranges with a few other things going on there. So
See, I would think that the other one would be called Twilight.
yeah, this was Summer Night, and this one was called Twilight. Anyway, I'm very excited about
Sunsetty.
these. There was the other colorway, too, that I think was called Winter Night, which has black in it. I might just go back and get it. Anyway.
You want all the things.
I want all the things. And you know what? I didn't have a huge sock stash. Now I do. I also ordered some yarn. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm a little nervous. I won't even talk about it until it arrives. And then there was one more. I bought this one because I realized most of my yarn colors are kind of more feminine or for kids or something like that. And I wanted
I have a
some
skein
that
of
were
that.
a little bit more for men. So
That's lovely stuff to knit
this
with.
is the Lang J-Wall or Yawall Magic, and it's in this supposed to be striping where there's sort of black and gray and then browns and yellows and blues going through there.
You will
So-
love knitting with that.
So right now
I've
I
had a
wish
skein for
I had
eons
8
and I haven't
arms
done any.
so that I could knit socks and sweaters all at the same time. This is where I wish I had lots of different things happening at the same time and I could do them all. But I don't. I only have 2. So one thing at a time. We will get to these, but I'm very excited to have these. Well, they're all like really good standard sock yarns.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to try them because from all our conversations, these were yarns to go for. So I'm thrilled. And I think, and then
I was going to say, what's the book?
yeah, for the sweater girl, I got Sweater Girls for myself. This was a bit of a Christmas present to myself. This is a book that I had taken out of the library several times by Madeline Weston and Rita Taylor. And
I just love that that cover picture.
oh,
It's
it
just
is so full of sweaters. This is one that I actually wanted to make originally. It's I don't know if you can see that it's got kind of a lace pattern there like that. That was one that I had in mind when I would take it out of the library, but it's just full of lots of stunning retro sweaters. Like I really love this one and have been fantasizing about making this sweater here. anyway, it's just full of beautiful sweaters. So if you're into looking at sweaters and fantasizing about making sweaters, there are a few other items in here too. Some hats and
Pair of
scarves
stockings.
and stockings.
Crazy pants.
Full thigh-length stockings.
Oh, that dress is amazing.
Well, this is actually two. It's a top and skirt. But
that is stunning.
yeah, it is, eh?
I'm very fond of the 40s, 50s style.
Oh, they're just beautiful cuts, and yeah, so I'm very excited about this.
And they did a great job with the hairstyling too, right?
The hairstyling and the makeup and
Yeah.
The models just look really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's very classy.
Yeah, I really like this sweater as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got a very simple detail that looks like bows along top there. Anyway, I've been having this by my bedside and looking at it over and over again before I go to sleep. So there we go. Those are my acts.
My stash acquisitions are kind of pathetic, but that's because I was determined I wasn't going to buy any more yarn until I made a sizable dent in my stash. What?
Good.
Yes.
So then it's not pathetic.
Well, it's pathetic in the sense that I don't have much to show you, and what I do have to show you is not that thrilling, because it's Red Heart Super Saver. I don't particularly like Red Heart Super Saver, but if you all recall, not this past fall, but the fall before, I knit a blanket. Well, I crocheted a blanket for Rob's son, who was going off to college. It turned out his mom also bought him a blanket for his dorm room, and he didn't want to hurt her feelings, so he brought her a blanket and left mine at home. The thing is his bed at home is considerably bigger than his bed at school. I made it to fit the bed at school. Because they have twin mattresses that are extra long.
Oh, okay.
Because college students, I don't know, they figured everybody was 7 feet tall. So, he left the blanket at his father's house, and it's a bit narrow for the bed. Plus, apparently he likes to pull the blanket over his head. So, it needs to be a little bit longer. So, I went out and bought the yarn that I need to make the blanket bigger. So, I've got some Red Heart Super Saver in black. Super exciting. Medium time. And then we were despairing because we couldn't find this in the States. But I found lots of it here. Come on. I have the camouflage as well, which is apparently now a Red Cross fundraising yarn. Sorry, where is it? There. The Red Cross thingy. So they're now using it to raise funds for the Red Cross. And yeah, unfortunately they use the same size labels for the variegated skeins as they use for the solids. Look at the difference in the size of the ball. So these labels fall right off in the store. That did not look good. Nobody saw that. Family show. So that's my stash acquisition, and I am the worst girlfriend ever.
Oh, really?
The worst.
Oh, so bad.
And now my yarn is caught in the zipper. Joy.
You got another stash acquisition.
Shush. I'm the worst girlfriend ever because Rob made me a set of sock blockers. They are plastic. They are engraved with my name. They're laser cut plastic. He made them out at the school where he mentors kids at a technical high school in the super mileage vehicle club. So they build cars that go very far on very little gas, and Rob mentors this club and gets to use some of the equipment at the school, this laser cutter being one of them. So he made me a set of sock blockers with my name on them, and I forgot them at home. So I'm a bad girlfriend.
It's just a little glitch.
The ones that he made me are a prototype, and he plans on making, he's trying to improve and make more, because we're thinking about starting a business with customizable sock blockers. We're still trying to source the materials we're looking for. So that's
What's
my
the other
stash.
stash you
Very
got?
great idea.
What other stash?
It's weighing your hand down.
Oh, please, it's not that bad.
Tell the viewers.
Oh, fine! We got engaged on New Year's Eve.
Woohoo!
And apparently I totally ruined his plans. Totally. Because we were supposed to have New Year's here. We were going to come over to Sue's house. He wanted to do a special episode of the podcast on New Year's Eve. He was going to couch it as we're having a cast-on party for the camp. but it was really so he could propose on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, that would have been quite something.
And then friends of his were coming into Chicago from West Virginia. We hadn't seen them in years. We've been talking about going to see them for at least a year now. And I said, okay, they're coming into Chicago. We have to go see them. We'll go home for your birthday. And he was like, oh, all right. And I was just like, wow, the enthusiasm. I'm doing this for you. Little did I know it's because he had planned to propose on the 31st. Which he did. In front of a whole bunch of people.
You were stuck on the couch.
It was hilarious. His couch is really, it's a really old couch.
You don't get out of the couch.
And it has no support, so when you sit down, you sink. And I have a lot of trouble getting out of it. So he waited until I sat down on the couch, and then he comes over to me, and I said, oh no, you are not doing this now. Because he's already getting down on one knee, and he's like, yes, I am.
Because captive audience.
So he asked, and I said, well, I'm not sure now. You should have seen his face.
Poor guy.
It was a typical me answer. So that it was funny because both his son and his best friend were videoing this. And after a while, Rob said, play that video back. I'm not sure she actually said yes. I did say yes. So we are now engaged and we'll be getting married in 4.5 years.
And there's a very pretty blue ring to
Yes.
go with it.
Teal. It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it. If you follow me on Facebook, you've seen it a few times. And it was made by a lovely lady named Stephanie, who owns an Etsy shop called Metalicious out of New York State. And she does very, very nice work.
What's next? Oh, we have the winner for the Brown Bag Sock Club for October to December.
Yep.
We have to draw, which was a bag and stitch markers from me. So I've got the thread up.
What the heck does that say? Oh,
I don't know. What is that?
Oh,
writing?
that's
Knowledgeable Knitter Podcast.
Yeah, just... No, Radcliffe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I don't forget to put it in the show notes.
Oh, random.org. We had 40 something.
I have to say, I really enjoy looking at the FO thread.
Yep.
In the Brown Bag
They're
Sock
so
Club.
pretty.
It's so much fun to see what, and you bunch of enablers.
45 entries.
Sort of.
So
we'll do 1 to 45 if it's
yarn. That is so much
if
fun.
it's one of the ones we had to delete.
Oh,
then
Carolyn
we'll...
H. That speckled yarn is super fun.
So it's 2 to 45.
Oh, look at the little Santas.
Yeah, so not everybody makes socks, right?
Nope. No, none of my projects were socks.
Some of them.
Look,
I love them. They're so cute.
They're these Santas. If you don't go into the FO thread, you really should because it's really fun.
so generate is going to give me number 41, which is on page 2. So number 41 of the Brown Bag Sock Club FO thread.
I'm going to make sure it's not one we've deleted.
2015.
Before I write it down.
Oh, look, somebody made it in the twilight.
Oh,
Ooh.
up.
Is it the
It's
Gale's
42.
art
Up.
one?
Oh, you said 41.
You said 41.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Carolyn
Carolyn.
H. Who
And-
is,
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, they're made out of
she's
Gale's art
l-
because I already checked.
Yeah, she's local.
she's local to us. So Carolyn H. on Ravelry. Please PM me, Crafty Knitter 7, your address. And give
Or-
me some ideas.
Or, if you want, I can drop it off to you. I'm
Give me-
unemployed.
Give me some ideas of what kind of fabric you like because my shop is on vacation at the moment, so you won't be able. You can probably go in and see sales, but you can't see what I have in stock. And I'll work with you to figure out what bag you want.
Yep. Fun. Those are gorgeous socks.
They are.
I went and checked. You have very nice yarn choices. I was checking
No,
what
it
yarn.
doesn't link. I don't think.
No.
Oh, there
no.
we go. No, it's because sometimes her mouse takes a minute.
Pinstriped.
By Julia
Yeah.
Swart, and they are Gale's art.
Yeah, it's out of a sock blank.
Oh, one of those.
It's one of those stamped ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
Christmas tree.
it was kind of neat to see how it actually knits up.
Very, very cool. Oh, and she has her entire rundown. If you go to her project page and look at these socks, one of the photos in the sock project is her rundown of the 12 pairs of socks she did over the course of the
This?
year. Yeah. Very cool.
Yep.
That is really, really neat.
Yeah.
She put it together as sort of a little calendar thing.
You could almost make a calendar out of that,
Yeah.
right?
That's really cool.
So her August socks one that she finished.
yeah.
October to December, so she must have finished them in...
No. It's
No,
December.
no.
Sorry,
It's
December.
December.
I was on the wrong spot.
Yeah,
For
so
December Socks 1.
Yep.
Ignore me. So that is that.
And now you know who to go stalk to find out what the speckled yarn was.
Yes, Carolyn, I'll be stalking you for that. I think I did check and I just don't remember.
The mini skein swap is well underway, and a lot of people didn't understand the rules, and I did go back and magic link everybody and explain them a little bit more. Basically, you had to join by December 31st, and I will pair you up with a partner you're not sending to who you're receiving from, and every quarter you will get a new partner. So you get 4 partners throughout the year, which is kind of cool.
Yes, it is.
So,
Well, it also means that you're not going to be getting, like, if somebody has a particular yarn that they really like, you'll
Yeah.
be getting different types of
yarns, and
over the
that's
course
how I
of the
wanted to
year.
do it. But you're never sending to who you receive from. And a lot of people got confused because most swaps you're sending to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. What's next?
Your shop.
My shop is on holidays because at the end of the month I'm going to have a huge update. All bags will be ready to ship. So yeah, no more fabric choices in the shop. They'll be ready to ship bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
idea.
going to do a bunch for, if I have any Valentine fabrics, I do have St. Patty's fabrics. I'm going to try and do some themes, and then just some other fabrics that I have.
Excellent.
Yep. So look forward to that probably by the 30th. That's what I'm hoping for.
Brown bag sock challenge.
That is you.
Oh, is that me?
Yes, that's you.
Right. So we're starting it this year, and I'm hosting. This is my first time hosting anything like this, so bear with me.
Go easy on her.
I'm bound to be clumsy.
I set everything up
Yes, she did.
for her.
Thank
so
you,
all
'cause I
the
would've
threads
been
are
like,
there. They're
"Ah."
locked. It's ready.
So basically, you're using sock weight yarn to make a project. Obviously, a lot of people make socks, but you know, if it turns into a baby cardigan or whatever, that's fine. You should use at least 50% of the skein.
I need to change that in the thread.
Yeah, because obviously socks never take 100 grams, but they're usually somewhere in the 60 gram or
We figured
whatever.
50 grams is a good number.
Yeah, somebody contacted me today actually saying mine are about 50 grams. Is that okay? And I'm like, that's great. It's a proper FO, you know, a project. So that's awesome. You can, and you can do how you want it. There was somebody else in the thread who was saying, I don't really know what this is about. Believe me, it took me a while to understand this last year.
You explained it well.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you don't have to choose 12 skeins. You could choose 6 and do it every 2 months or whatever. But the idea is to create an element of surprise for yourself. That's why people put them in bags that they can't see. If you don't want to do a brown bag, you could do project bags. People had them organized in their project bags, as many as you want. And then we have a no chatter thread. So you can post 1 project per month.
Which is...
Right?
So it's a maximum of 3
it's a
posts
maximum
in any
of-
one thread.
That's right. So it's a maximum of 3 posts in any one thread because the thread will be for 3 months. And then every 3 months we will have a draw. And one of you will win. And so if you have made 1 project in that time, you'll have 1 post and 1 chance to win. And if you've made 3 things or 2 things, you'll have that many more chances to win.
But if you finished 5 things, you can't post all 5. Pick 3.
No, you'll have to pick 3.
Or you can take those extras and post them in one of the posts that you already have.
As long as
Yeah.
you don't have more than 3 in any one quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So there you go. And I love, as I said earlier, to see the FOs. So I really look forward to seeing them because it really is
And
nice to
the
see
other
what
thing
people
we
are
were
doing.
discussing is if somebody knits 12 pairs of socks, there'll be a grand prize at the end of the year.
So for those people who actually, like Carolyn H., who actually did 12, she would be eligible for another
A special prize.
Yeah. So we'll have a prize for people who've actually done 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
we-
then in
what-
addition to the other
Are we also
4
going to use a
prizes.
4 quarters prize?
And then we also talked
Okay.
about people who posted
at least
one
one project.
project in every quarter, will also be eligible.
There will be a special
there'll
prize for
be,
that too.
you know, motivation
for
for you to participate all year long and give me pretty pictures.
And there will be things from my stash being donated to the prize.
Yeah, and we'll have all kinds of different prizes.
I'll be donating a bag and markers and maybe a
We haven't quite figured out yet, but we'll be in there.
We have a whole year to figure this out.
Yeah. So I look forward to seeing the FOs. I look forward to being the moderator for this for the first time.
It's all yours now.
Okay. I don't even know how to create a thread. So
that's okay.
Start a topic.
We'll
I've already created the threads for you,
I know.
so you're fine.
Yeah.
The chatter thread goes all year long.
We'll get you through it.
Yeah, and I'll be there.
Yeah. We have a new giveaway, and that is a copy of Diane's cowl, Bundle Up Cowl.
Which was released yesterday.
Yep, she released it yesterday because I told her I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. So she released it. I'm still testing it, and she's done, I think, 2. But so far, so good, except for I twisted my yarn, which, And so the prompt for this is going to be, tell us what yarn you would knit it out of. Like I said, she knitted a Noro in 3 colors. In Silk Garden.
Yeah.
So it's striping quite nicely. You can choose 3 plain colors. I think she's knitting one. Yes, she's knitting one now with 3 solid colors. And like me, I'm doing it in a variegated.
Yep.
So it's quite versatile, I guess you could say.
Or you could do color block where you do one color at the bottom, another color at the top.
You can do a lot of stuff with it. So
it's a really, really super pretty pattern.
It is. I like her pictures too. They're fun.
And she gave you a copy, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
So I will post a thread for that. You will tell us what yarn you want to knit it with, and try and post a picture because oogling over yarn. Come on, people.
Who doesn't like pretty pictures of yarn?
And we will draw it next time we record. And if you don't win, you can go buy it. It's $2.75 US.
I felt kind of bad because she offered me a copy of the pattern, but a few years ago I knit my sister-in-law a chevron scarf.
Oh, you're the one who has an issue with chevron.
That I've never seen again.
She's like, tell her it's beautiful, but I can't knit that.
I have this thing against chevron. But she doesn't like feather and fan. I'm not big
So
on
I was
chevron.
like, well, maybe Selma would like one.
Yep.
So, yes.
Yeah.
She was very, very nice of her. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to starting it over again. Third time's a charm.
Shall we do the coupon codes before we do camp?
Yeah.
Okay. We have 4 coupon codes right now. So, Selma, why don't you start with the top one?
All right. Morgan from One Hook Double Stitch on Etsy has a coupon code for 10% off until the 31st of January. So we've got another 3 weeks. The code is Tangled 10, all capital letters.
That's the number 10, 10.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Sue?
Victoria Blue on Ravelry has given us a coupon code for the 12th Arrow Cowl, and it will give you the pattern for $1 US, and it's running during the Downseller Studio Pigskin party, and the code is all capital letters DCS Pigskin 1.
So it's good until, I think it's
February 8th.
Okay, sorry. Darlene, who is Bags by Awesome Granny on Etsy, has an ongoing coupon code for our viewers for 10% off. It has no expiry date. And it's number 2TS10. So 2TS10. The numbers are all numerals.
And Lisa of 6 Munchkin Stitching on Etsy also has an ongoing coupon with us for 10% off. And it's all capital letters. 2 Tangled 10, the letters for the words, and numbers for the 10.
No. Okay. 2 is TWO, 10 is 10.
Yes, that.
Anyway, check the thread in our group and you'll actually see it and be able
dress
to
them
understand.
You can't take them out.
We discovered that yesterday.
Yes.
So winter camp.
Winter camp.
If you're not a camper, you might want to sign off now, because it's going to be camp from here on.
Wait, is it too late to become a day camper?
No.
So become a day camper. Join us.
Yes. Sue and I are cabin leaders.
Yes.
Sue is Team Arctic Fox. I am Team Ermine. And apparently all the other animals could eat the ermine. So,
yeah.
I'm on Team Snowy Owl.
I'll pluck you.
I'm sure I can clutch you. I will not be intimidated by these leaders.
I'd poke you.
Are you
but
bringing
it
out
would
your
hurt.
inner Jen?
I must be. Am I sounding like her?
Yes.
Yes.
That's funny.
Sorry, I'm
We
mid-decrease
love our
here,
Jen.
So, if you are a member of the camp, you know that things are well underway. And for January, the featured designers are
Amanda
Amanda
Schwabe,
Schwabe, Emily Matisz, and I can't remember the third one.
Bad podcaster.
Bad podcasters. Sorry.
I'll link it in the show notes.
I'm really excited for merch because Teresa's also a featured designer.
Yeah.
So,
And if you're doing, you can get bonus points, and you can get it for the item, the color, and the designer, but you can only get each bonus point one time.
Yeah.
So for January, the colors are purple or blue, a hat, or sorry, something
the
for your
item
head,
is a hat. Yeah.
or it says
Or
for
a
your
headband,
head,
yeah.
and the designer, and you can choose one of the designers. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing Amanda Schwabe.
Hence, if you noticed, we're all
Purple.
knitting hats.
Yeah.
And either in blue or purple.
There have been some slight revisions to the rules. In order for your item to count for weight points, it has to be at least 10 grams. If it's under 10 grams, it counts as a blanket square and it's only worth 1 point.
Okay, so I have to go in and change some people's points.
Yes.
Okay, I missed that whole conversation.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
We
that's
had
okay.
that
I was
conversation yesterday.
I was at work and I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
keep up to the
because
conversation.
we were just like, "Ugh," and it was quite the conversation.
Okay,
but
I know
yes,
now.
that's the revision. The major revision is that if your item weighs under 10 grams, it's worth 1 point.
And blanket squares are each worth 1 point.
Blanket
no
squares,
matter what size they are.
Yeah. No. That
Oh, no?
changed too.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Ignore me.
It's the first year
If
that
your
it's going
item
on, so-
weighs more than 10 points, claim
Grams?
10. Yes. If your item weighs more than 10 grams, weigh it. Claim the points for the weight.
Okay.
You can't get bonus points on items under 10 grams. So if you need a blue blanket
Oh,
square,
I've got a few to change.
oh that was from the beginning. You could not get bonus points on blanket squares.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
So if your
Sorry.
item is tiny, you can't get bonus points. I don't care if it's blue.
Yeah, well, there's some people who made, like, garlands and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go in and revise
Yeah.
those. Okay.
Because anything under 10 grams counts as a blanket square.
Okay.
If you're doing like me, somebody asked me about the Persian Dreams. She's doing a Persian Dreams knit along. If the individual pieces are more than 10 grams, you can count them as weight. If they're not, or if you think you're going to finish the blanket before the end of camp, do the total project. Because some lady asked us the other day, she was like, well, I do Bluebirds of Happiness between my other projects because I'm making a mobile or something like that. And we were like, okay, if you have to choose when you start the project.
Do you want to do them one by one or as
Do
a
you
total?
want to do the whole project or do you want to do them one by one? And you can't change halfway through. So if you choose to do the whole project and you don't finish it by the end of March, too bad, so
You
sad.
don't get the points for it.
But yeah, if you choose to do it as individual items, then yes, you get 1 point each if they're under 10 grams. So that's something that was clarified yesterday.
Okay.
Um,
And we're learning as we go, right? My husband's meowing out there to the cat.
yes.
He said, "Are you laughing at me?" Just in case you didn't hear it, because
Because
why not?
he's standing out there going meow at the cat, which is
I guess he and the cat are having a conversation.
my cats and I have conversations all the time on PKNs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
My son's cat will
that about
wander
rounds
over.
it up.
Come on, Team Ermin. I know you guys can do it.
Team
One lady.
Team Ow. As of yesterday, Team Arctic Fox had over 1,200 points.
Yeah, we're around 900.
And I have no idea.
And
we're
no, I don't
doing.
think Jen had figured it out last night. So we're
Lots of points
we
coming at the end of
have
the month.
one
Don't
lady.
despair.
One lady who has knit like 7 projects. Apparently, she's nearing the end of her pregnancy, and she is
Knit
knitting.
like the wind.
I read an entire photocopy paper box of books the last month I was pregnant. Like I went through the whole box, and she's apparently knitting.
Yeah, you're not really mobile at that last month, right?
No, and,
And
there's
they
kind
wouldn't
of a
let me work
nesty thing.
anymore,
There's
so.
a nesting thing that kicks in, and
Yeah.
Well,
For
they
some
weren't
people-
allowing me to work anymore, and I was bored.
So there you go.
So that's it.
Yeah.
It's a long one, and we hope you stuck around for it. Yep. Sorry, not sorry.
Nope.
Come say hello in the thread.
We discussed it at lunch. We went out for lunch yesterday, and we're like, yeah.
It's going to be a long
Yeah, I patted her. Said, it's
podcast.
going to be a long one.
And I'm like,
It's
I
going
know.
to be.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. She's over it. Are you over it?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Because I have
She
to
hasn't started editing yet.
Oh, yeah. That might take some time. Or I might just upload it the way it is. I don't know. We'll see. So that's it. Happy knitting. Go campers. And we'll see you next
Go
week.
Team Ermine. Team Arctic Fox can slow down a little bit.
No. We're good.
Have fun. That's
Yes.
the main thing.
Yeah.
Every time somebody
Have
asks a question,
fun.
I'm like, which cabin are you in?
Yeah, because last night I was knitting on the cowl for Diane, and Sarah's like, keep knitting.
Yeah.
Knitting on that
Just
cowl.
keep knitting.
But I'm still going to get the weight points.
Absolutely.
So, see you all next week. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I did click it.